Yes, have you completed all point? Yes.
Hello?
Yes. I'm audible to you.
Yes, yes.
Yes, let me start. First of all, basic introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name is Kargo Mandal and I am from Murshidabad, West Bengal, and I did my bachelor from Vishwabharati Central University in West Bengal and then done my master's from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. And currently I am preparing for UPSC CGSA exam and this year I appeared for interview.
Yes. The next, move on the UPSC. Yes. How do you feel about UPSC? What the basic application of UPSC? How it is work? UPSC in our country, India.
Okay, so so UPSC is a constitutional body that works like UPSC. So UPSC is a constitutional body in India which actually works under direct control of president, and this is agency is a constitutional agency that do the recruitment for the different public services in our public services mainly that which mainly focuses is on all India services like administration or police service and police service is and they basically recruit those administrative services in our country. Sometimes also for the union territory also UPSC can recruit, and UPSC the funding of UPSC was arranged like decided in the parliament only.
Yes. Next is ASI, GSI, and CGWB. What are the difference of these department in our country, India?
Okay, so ASI, GSI, and CGWB. This is like ASI is Archaeological Survey of India, GSI is Geological Survey of India, and then CGWB is Central Groundwater Board. These all three organization of India. These all three are constitutional organization present in India. That means they like those type of that. That means in India, like in India, this type of organization will do exist with because which is written in constitution. So ASI basically focuses on the conservation as well as the maintenance of the river different archaeological sites present in India which having the historic importance. Also they develops apps that they develops like they give the information or develops archive regarding different archaeological sites which have the histories as well as the geographic importance in India, and how they had, and they also give the history regarding in those structure and how they have contributed in the past civilization in our country. Next is GSI. GSI is Geological Survey of India. They basically focuses on the exploration of different minerals present in different area of our nations, and they basically do the sample. They basically collect. There are three sections like a geologist, physicist, and then chemist. So these do the sample collection from different area to understand is that particular area is going to be a mineral rich, or like is there any rare earth metal. Amy do the analysis of those samples to understand how those are like how like which particular mineral as well as in how much quantity that mineral is present in that particular sample. And then next is chemist, they, like physicists, they generally do the exploration. They do the exploration part. GSI also works with in conjugation with the railway, Indian Railway Board, because Railway Board, in terms of their in terms of the maintenance of railway tracks in different uh, adjunct area of our of our country. Next is Central Groundwater Board. They generally focuses on the exploration of groundwater, how they are like in a certain area, what will be the layer of that particular groundwater, like drinking water, is that particular, like is that water sample is arsenic, is any heavy metal rich or not, that kind of things. Also, like how that particular water can be explored and served to the humans, like served to the society, in which, so that the people will get advantage of it. So these kind of things would be controlled by Central Groundwater Board.
Yes, Central Groundwater Board. Yes. Now discussing about the water. What is water treatment?
What?
Water treatment. Water treatment.
Water treatment.
Hmm.
So water treatment is a process to process, like there is, so water treatment, that is basically a process that improves the quality of drinking water, that might be comes from the groundwater, that is might be the groundwater or any river water, that would be processed in different, in specific, processed through some chemical or physical process to make it pure drinking water with the presence of important micronutrient and minerals. Basically, that there are certain ways. Initially, some chemical, like chemical compound would be added to that water source or water sample to clean, like the chemi block. So generally, three types of things are there. One is reverse water chemi treatment, reverse osmosis, like RO, but that is called RO. Then next is chemical, say, like chemical treatment, and then UV treatment. So in reverse osmosis process, there generally the pure water would be collected it by reverse osmosis process, in which from the water with content heavy metals, that would be that undergoes reverse osmosis process to get the pure water. Next, there will be the chemical treatment, in which the any compound which will be not removable by reverse osmosis, that would be undergoes chemical treatment to precipitate down, and the by chemical treatment also we add the important minerals in certain quantity, so that water would be much more pure and drinkable. And next, the UV treatment, in which the UV chamber is present, through which we do the UV treatment to remove the bacteria, as well as like the harmful bacteria and the viruses, so that the water will be pure for drinking.
Yes. How to remove the hardness from water? What are the method and procedure from your side?
What?
How to remove hardness
How to?
from water? Hardness. What are the method and procedure from your side?
Okay, so to remove the hardness of water, uh, so what, like hardness? What is hardness? I don't know actually.
Hardness is a sodium and magnesium element present in water.
Okay, so if like, so
Soft water,
generally,
hard water.
to remove the
What's the basic
hardness,
difference? Hard water and soft water.
hard water and soft water.
Yes.
This one I don't.
Formula of hard water, soft water. Soft water is H2O. Hard water is
Oh, hard. I think the mineral rich, any mineral rich water is hard water.
yes. DTO is hard deuterium oxide.
Then how will remove it? Then D2 will be removed, right? Hardness. Like how will remove the D2O from D2 from D2O? We can't remove. Like what? Like if there is a high amount of dissolved sodium,
Yes.
calcium, magnesium in water, then
In
it is
water is
considered
called
as
the
a
hard water. Yes.
hard
Yes.
hard water. If the less amount of this particular alkali metals is present in water, then it is considered as a soft water. Now the problem, like to remove this hard water, generally we use the titration method. Like the we first we use the titration method to remove the hard water, like hardness of the water. There are first the temporary hardness can be removed by boiling in by if we do the boiling, and then like this is soluble, then what will happen, this is the CO2 present in our atmosphere that reacts with those metals, and sodium bicarbonate, like sodium, potassium or magnesium bicarbonate, get precipitated down and get removed. But as like precipitated down, but as we keep it for a long time, and a long time, it might be dissolved, and so that specific separation might not be happen. But for like to remove it permanently, generally ion exchange method would be used. Like ion exchange method there, like for house treatment, like water exchange, like calcium, like there, like we can use any compound, like we can use ligand to remove the magnesium or calcium, like EDTA. This particular EDTA can be also used to remove the calcium or magnesium from the water, and that also quantify the amount of these minerals. And for sodium potassium removal, generally ion exchange process would be used. Sodium potassium, or by also by distillation, we can do the distillation. In that case, pure water will be first vaporized, and then it get it becomes, it come back to its liquid state, so that the mineral will be separated down in the first chamber.
Yes. Which type of disease present in water?
The the disease most which is the most carried by water, that is mainly cholera, the vibrio cholerae that present in water, and that get it spread out by water also. Now recently one news is coming, that is the in Kerala, that is the amoebic disease, like the amoeba is present in water, that protozoa, which is a protozoa that is present in water, that is causing the disease. Like the it's like it is killing our brain, like is eating our brain. So eating brain disease, this is now reported in Kerala and also West Bengal. There are so many of patient, they are they are feeling headache, as well as also vomiting also is happening in this case. And alongside any heavy metal pollution also, like the lead pollution, these also happens through water. Like that also lead to the disease like minamata, arsenic. For arsenic there will be the black foot disease, and fluorosis also happens through water.
Yes.
Mijrekha, these things also happens with water.
Yes. Next is what is pH? What the pH of distilled water, RO water, drinking water, groundwater, surface water?
pH of different waters.
Yes.
So pure water without any mineral, like that, the natural, like pure water, which is like the without any mineral, if we consider, then the pH would be 7. Then if there is any like chloride, chloride, like there are so many of mineral like atmospheric, like carbonic acid, CO say like C2O3, which get like dissolve, which will be prepared by dissolving the CO2 in H2. So CO2 in H2O, like water, that makes the water little bit acidic, so the pH would be becomes 5 or 5.2, 5.6, like that, 6. Then rainwater, that having the dissolved NO and SO, that would causing the pH much more lower, leading to almost 4.85, like that. Then surface water, generally we use a heavy like in grass surface. In case of surface water, as for agricultural purpose, we use the different basic fertilizers like urea, ammonia, etc. That leads to the soil very basic. So because of that, generally the surface water becomes so basic, having the pH of 8, 8.5, 9, like that. And then groundwater generally, as the system usually we have in most of the cases, as the surface water sometimes goes to the ground through different channels. In that case, that region the pH might be so much, might be basic. Or if there is, the area is kind of like rocky area, in that case, as the carbonate type salts, like there are so many of rocks will be formed by carbonate, like carbonate crystals or sulfate crystals. In that case, the pH would be acidic, like 6.5 to 7, like that.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, good. Next, move on. Your GS part. Have you completed the GS sections? Geography, geology.
Yes.
Yes. First is geography. What the basic application of geography?
So geography is a subject which helps us to understand the nature of weather environment, the crustal, that means the earth, rock system, soil in a certain area or a certain region through its different parts. Also, how those particular natural elements impacts in human life, that also being in that also being explained in geography. Now, the geography has generally four different parts. First is first is the physical geography, which explains environment, which explains the earth system, like lithosphere, atmosphere also, like how the lithosphere is arranged, how the atmospheric like how the atmospheric phenomena, different atmospheric phenomena like rainfalls and other activity like cyclone, anticyclones happens in a certain region. Those can be explained in the physical geography. Then there is regional geography, that will explain the monsoon effect and different soil, how the soil at a certain area and how that impact, what are the mineral present in that soil in that particular region, that will be explained by the regional geography. For India, it would be Indian geography. Next is human geography. Human geography generally explain the impact of those natural elements, that would be that which is present in our nature, which would be collected from the nature in a certain region, and how those particular minerals will impact in the impact, that would be explained by the human geography. And then last is human geography, and then economic, like social geography and economic, like those, like how the different like world, which also now specified as world geography. Those explain how like in a whole world, how the different continents and oceans are distributed, how they came, also what are the different corridors are there for international use purposes, how the impacts the economy of a certain country. Those would be explained by the like world geography. And physical geography, there is another part is oceanography, which is actually explain the different ocean currents and how they impact in atmosphere. That is oceanography.
Yes, physical geography is a basic part is climate environment.
Climate, environment, and crust lithosphere.
Yes, soil, earthquake, volcano.
Mm.
Yes, what is soil? How many types of
Different
soil?
land. What?
What is soil? And how many
Hello.
types of soil?
Okay. So the soil, like the first is like what is soil. The soil is like, if the soil is the thin upper layer of the earth crust, thin upper layer of the earth crust, which generally our earth surface, which is the mixture of different mineral particles as well as the rocky system sand particles and the organic matters like what is called humus, also consist of water and different micronutrients providing the medium for the different plants, different plants, also bacteria, viruses, fungus for their growth and supporting the whole ecosystem, so that the other than those like plant bacteria like humans and also different animals, that also get supported by the system, by the indirect system. Now the like in the soil, so in India, specifically in India, India, there are different types of soil exist depending upon so in depending upon the area, like there uh, so So generally, there are mainly the four different types of soils are possible. First is alluvial, then black soil, then laterite or red soil, and then desert area. So alluvial is basically this is kind of a most fertile soil that is considered in India, which are present in the Gangetic plain of India. That is basically where the rivers gets flooded, or rivers get flooded, then and that comes in the rocky region or in the mountain region. These do the erosion, and those will be deposited in the plain area as the rivers speed get reduced in the in this particular region or plain region as the slope reduces. That is leading to the deposition of those eroded material, and now when the river get flooded out, that would be deposited in a whole region around the area, that makes the soil very fertile, and each and every year it gets repeated. This process get repeated, making the soil much more fertile in these particular regions. And then next is black soil, generally in Deccan Plateau, that means the Maharashtra region, Gujarat, Maharashtra, the below region of Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, that is considered as a Deccan Plateau. And there the soils are considered as a black soil. That means these soils are generally highly mineral rich. Different minerals are present in this particular soil. Next is laterite soil. Laterite soil is basically the soil with high amount of Fe content is considered as a laterite soil. Generally, Chhattisgarh, some parts of West Bengal, and so also all some parts of West Bengal. These are considered as the laterite. Orissa also, there the laterite soil is good. This is not so fertile soil, but this is then the iron rich soil. Next is the last is desert. Generally these are the sand particles which happens, so that is in the Rajasthan area, in Rajasthan. There is a mountain called Aravalli mountain. So Aravalli mountain, that get eroded by the airs, that the air systems, wind system coming from the Deccan, coming over the Deccan Plateau region, and also get deposited in the just the opposite part of the Aravalli, leading to having only the sand particles in that region. that region is considered as that is called the sand, that is actually the mostly having the SiO2, that is silicate only, that is the sand, that is also in our natural language it is the sand, it is the desert soil. It is the most non-fertile soil present in India. This is the overall broad classification of soil in
Yes.
India.
You talk about the mineral. What is mineral or alloy? Yes.
Okay. So what is mineral?
Mineral or alloy.
Mineral is the different elements or different elements of that the like different chemical elements or elementary elements present in the soil depending upon the region, the variation, those minerals will be might be where the content of those minerals might vary. So those mineral also like just like in as an example, that in Karnataka the Kolar region, that is the mineral that consists of the gold particles. So the mineral present there is generally gold. In the similar way, in Odisha, that is the Odisha, some parts of Odisha that is rich with aluminium. In West Bengal, they it have some like West Bengal that some parts it contains the iron also. So then the Asansol region, Asansol and this Durgapur type of the in this place, the Bokaro, etc. places, those are very rich, or like those are a part of Jharkhand, that is generally the Fe, that there are iron, that presence with the iron region, iron. Now next is like there are so much of rare earth also present in different region of Madhya Pradesh and also the Maharashtra. There are so many of those minerals are present. Next, what you asked? Next, what is
Mineral or alloy.
alloy? So alloy is the combination of two different elements with, with a specific ratio that makes it more ductile as a ductile than that of their parent metal.
Yes. Next is petroleum. First is diesel, petrol, oil, crude oil.
But like what is petroleum? What is the question? What is petroleum?
First is what is petroleum? What is diesel, oil? What are the differences?
So
Oil and crude oil.
petroleum is a oily liquid. So petroleum is a oily liquid that generally consists of gasoline, that is a long chain hydrocarbons that are present, that remains from that are present present in the deep earth crust region, deep earth crust, and because of like those are like the parts of or the residues of animals and trees which get, which are we organisms over which under which are becomes liquid because of the very high or very intense heat and pressures within the earth crust, and that becomes liquid. So these are very much rich source of non-renewable energy for different countries. Like there are like Russia's, you then Middle East country like Iran, then Kuwait, then and UAE also. Those are the very rich of this particular petrochemical species. Also in India, the Bombay High is like that. That is very famous for this petroleum. That is the crude oil also. Then what is crude oil? Crude oil is the initial, the most initial of this petroleum. That means the explode, only the explode oil, the when the oil is explode from the deep of the earth, depth of the earth, that initial part without any kind of processing or purification, that is considered as crude oil. Generally in India there are two Maharatna companies like ONGC, oil and natural gas, and then OIL, Oil India Limited. They are famous for this crude oil exploration and transportation. Then is the refined oil, like those there are two PSU like IOCL, Indian Oil Corporation Limited, and then HPCL, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited, they having the large refineries in where they purify these petrochemicals with different methods to make it more usable and more more usable to, and also help like more efficient towards the towards as a source of non-renewable energy, like the diesel engines of different and cars as well as the trains previously which is used. Also it's a very rich source of non-renewable, and as it is a very rich source of non-renewable energy.
Yes, good. Next is coil and cock. What the difference?
What?
Coil and cock. Coil and cock.
Oil and
Cock, cock, C-O-K.
coke.
Yes,
Oil and coke.
coil and cock.
I'm not getting it.
Coil. C-O-A-L, coil and cock, C-O-K-E.
Oh, coal and fuel, coil. So coal. Are you asking coal?
Yes, coil and coil. Coil and cock. Coal.
What is the spelling of coke?
C-O-K-E, cock.
What is the spelling?
Cock, C-O-K-E, cock.
Okay. Okay, so coal is the naturally occurring fossil fuel, which is kind of which is considered is a which is considered is a form of or composition of carbon only, which extracted directly from the different mines, which also like under low heat but high pressure, which is formed from the animal humus, get deposited under the rocky atmosphere. So generally coke are present in the sedimentary rock system of the earth crust, not in the igneous rock system. Next, it is also a very good source of non-renewable energy with high calorific value. High calorific value. Generally, in India, there is an organization called CIL Coal India Limited that do the mineral coke exploration in India. Then there is what is coke. So coke is a gray and hard material which is also get extracted from the different earth crust, having very high carbon content, almost 99 like 98.3% of carbon content, and is a like it is made it's which is also present in the sedimentary rocks, but with high, which is prepared due to from this animal humus deposition with high heat as well as the high heat and pressure. That means it's have the comparatively higher calorific value than the coal.
Yes, good. Next, move on current affairs section. Yes, have you studied current affair like AI, artificial intelligence? Yes, Chat GPT, DeepSeek, and
Last
Deepfake.
I did this one.
Yes,
Hello.
yes,
This
yes.
one I have already given in the last
Last time
interview.
we have discussed.
It's
Okay, no
current
problem.
affairs.
Okay.
Different.
Yes. Next, move on the technical part, chemistry. Technical part,
Okay.
chemistry. Yes. First of all, chemistry. What is chemistry? What the basic application of chemistry?
So chemistry is a subject in where we generally generally we have we use the elements from the periodic table with different permutation combinations for their different uses in the society, in for the humans. And there are like the chemistry also helps us to understand the structural as well as the structural, physical, and chemical phenomena of different species present in nature as well as prepared in labs.
Yes. Yes, chemistry is three types: inorganic, organic, physical. And other part is physical, other part is spectra and analytical chemistry. Yes, now.
Yes.
So first is inorganic. Periodicity. What the basic of periodicity?
Yes, first is in there are three types of chemistry: inorganic, physical, and organic. In inorganic chemistry, generally we analyze is the trends of physical behaviors of the elements present in periodic table, like atomic structure, atomic like electronegativity, electron affinity, like solubility, then like alkalinity, acidity, etc., etc. And also we had here I also explain the BSCP, like the bonding theories, bonding of different species, like different, present in the different element compounds, mainly the inorganic type of species, generally metal, and their non-metals, non-metal anions, metal cation, and their non-metal anions. Mainly the ionic, those are which are considered as an ionic compounds. Also the covalent species, they are mainly the overlaps happens according to the VVT theory or MOT theory. Next is like there are another part of the vast part of the inorganic chemistry is the coordination species. Generally, they are used to understand the coordination covalent bond present in the species, which that means in which generally the each unified species lose their identity and makes a whole unified compound. And here then physical chemistry is all about kind of physics and mathematical calculations. Here we used to try to understand the physical behavior through mathematics of different gases, elements, etc., etc., mainly the elements. And then in quantum chemistry of physical, there is another very vast part of physical chemistry is quantum chemistry. There generally we try to know like how the electrons, protons, neutrons present within a molecule or within an element, and how they behaves, and how in during the bonding those particular electrons, how they are like how they behave in that to form that bond. Is it a particle or it have a wave particle duality in nature according to the quantum, and how this wave particle dual nature of the electrons helps for the bonding. Those are explained by the physical chemistry. Also in thermodynamics, we try to know how it is, how a process or a reaction would be stable, or is it spontaneous or not. That means thermodynamics is all about the chemical process spontaneity. Like is a reaction will be spontaneous or not. Those will be explained by thermodynamics. And also there is kinetic theory, that a reaction, how a reaction goes, that also that is present, or that like how this reaction happens. Is it happens through a collisions, or is it like a transition or vibration of like through quantum states. Those would be explained. And how a particle gives color, like what is the science behind the colorific, behind the different color of compounds. Those would be explained in the physical chemistry. Then in organic chemistry generally we work with those elements which are present in nature with very high with their abundance, with having very high abundance in nature. Those are like the carbon, and the another are like oxygen, and sometimes sulfur, phosphorus with little amounts. So generally we focus with the carbon and its bonding. Its bonding basically it's do the four form the four bonds with hydrogens, and like it's a four, like its valency is four. And we explore this four valency of carbon in different ways in the organic chemistry. And in this generally we do the reactions of these elements formed with carbon and with the heteroatoms, and do their analysis through the analytical chemistry, like chromatography, and also do their identification through spectroscopy. So these are the three major parts of chemistry.
Yes, good. Yeah, today good work from your side. Next day we will discuss the left part of chemistry and other sections. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Is there anything next day?
Next day, organic physical, left part, and analytical chemistry.